Hi, I'm Dax. My Canadian neighbor recently went to India. He loved Jaipur but didn't think much of Kerala. I asked him why. He said, I can find similar things closer to home. I can go to Hawaii, the Caribbean, or even Mexico. From a pure vacation standpoint, he is not wrong. Kerala has its share of coconut trees, the beaches, and the sun, but there are also working places for the people and the communities who live and work around there. If you really wanted to see the camels and the palaces, you should go north. Kerala is not the incredible India posture that you may imagine, but it has its own charm that brings me back every year. So let's jump in and find out if it's something that you might or you might not like. When most Western travelers think of a tropical coastline, they picture the Caribbean or Hawaii, places designed for the perfect tan and a swim in blue waters. But in Kerala, the relationship with the ocean is entirely different. These are working beaches. This is where the livelihood of entire communities is carved out. You'll see massive industrial cranes on the horizon and rows of colorful boats resting on the black sand. It's a theater of industry, not a sterilized resort backdrop. It's raw, it's functional, and to some, it might feel a little gritty, but that is the honesty of it. For a coastal state, Kerala doesn't actually have a traditional beach swimming culture. Most locals don't come here in bikinis or trunks to dive into the surf. Instead, they stroll, they watch the sunset, they might dip their feet in the tide as a ritual of transition from the day's work to personal time. That may be changing a bit. Now, a new generation of local content creators and explorers is venturing further out, bringing a different energy to the shoreline. You will see them capturing the perfect shot for their followers, slowly merging that modern global beach vibe with the traditional Malayali rhythm. Then there are the beaches in the north, like the Beckel Fort Beach. You won't find a beach experience like that in Cancun. This isn't just sand and sea, it's history etched into the red stone cliffs. It's grand, it's silent, and it reminds you that Kerala isn't just a place to visit, it's something you experience. Getting to Kerala is straightforward. With 4 international airports and the reach of carriers like Indigo, Air India, or the recently merged Vistara, you're well connected. As you wait for your ride, the humidity hits you. For short trips, make sure you try the auto rickshaw. It's loud, visceral, inexpensive, and the ultimate local experience. And for the long haul, the sleek Vande Bharat's got you covered. Here's the ground reality. Kerala is dense. On these narrow 2-lane roads, local bus drivers treat overtaking like an Olympic sport. If you're used to the wide, predictable lanes of North America, this creative driving will definitely keep you awake. If you're enjoying the video, please consider subscribing. As a small channel, your subscription is very valuable to us. A massive infrastructure transformation is happening in Kerala. 1 minute you're on a pristine multi-lane highway, the next you're stuck behind an onion truck in a dusty construction zone. It's a state in the middle of a growth spurt, frustrating but never boring. In Kochi, a sleek metro soars above the daily hustle. My neighbor saw the traffic and called it a deal breaker. But if you look past the jam, you see daily life. In Kerala, getting around isn't just transport, it is an adventure. If you think Kerala is all backpacker huts and roadside stays, think again. This is a different kind of luxury, deeply tied to water, sun, and landscape. But here's the first surprise for global travelers. These views, they're not local priced. They are fully international. So yes, the price tag can be a shock. You might pay more for an ocean view here than a beach resort in Cabo. But you're not buying a sanitized version of paradise. You are paying for something rarer, a place that hasn't edited itself for you. And that's where the value is. Take a look at something like this wedding setup. It is grand, polished, expensive. You can find luxury anywhere, but here you're not just paying for a room. You're paying for the way architecture, heat, and humidity combine into something strangely still, almost suspended. Then there's wellness. Kerala is a global home of Ayurveda, but don't mistake it for a casual spa day. This isn't a poolside massage with a cocktail. It is structured, clinical, and deeply intentional. Real Ayurveda is a discipline, and yes, the pricing reflects the level of expertise. If you've seen a travel poster for Kerala, you've seen the houseboats of Alappuzha. For many travelers, this is the main event. But here's where expectations start to shift. These waterways are incredibly popular, and popularity comes with trade-offs. In peak season, the canals can feel less like a peaceful escape and more like a slow-moving traffic jam on water. Prices climb fast, and the experience depends heavily on the operator. You might end up docked beside dozens of other boats or drifting past floating restaurants that feel more staged than serene. It's not always the untouched postcard you imagine. While you can get fantastic food and service with the right boat company, you might be less impressed with the fly-by-night, unlicensed operator. But there's another version of Kerala's waterways. Head south to Puvar and everything changes. The backwaters begin to merge with the sea, forming quiet estuaries and dense mangrove corridors. The scale shrinks, and for now, the noise is less. Small boats glide through green tunnels of overhanging branches. It's silent, immersive. You're not observing the landscape anymore. You are inside it. This is slow travel in its purest form. This is the kind of Kerala I keep coming back to. My neighbor followed the crowd and thought he had seen it all. But if you step slightly off the main route, you find something else entirely. Pockets of stillness where land, river, and the sea meet without interruption. The difference isn't what you see, it's what you feel. Munnar isn't isolated. It's a living, working town. In peak season, the roads get tight, busy, and slow. You're sharing narrow mountain lanes with buses, taxis, and locals who move at their own rhythm. Patience isn't optional here, it's part of the journey. When you see drone shots of Munnar, it looks like a quiet green dreamscape. But getting here isn't effortless. It's not just a drive, it is a climb. And if you're used to straight, wide highways, these endless hairpin turns and aggressive drivers can cause you a few anxious moments. Then suddenly, everything opens up. The tea estates appear, vast, geometric waves of green rolling across the hills. Mist settles into the valleys, and the air turns cool and sharp. It's a complete shift from the heat and humidity below. And this is the reward. Walking through century-old plantations, you feel the texture of the place, shaped slowly, deliberately over time. My neighbor saw the traffic and called it a hassle. But that's the point. The climb is what makes the stillness feel earned. The Konni Elephant Training Camp reflects the long tradition of care and coexistence for these majestic giants. It is an intimate glimpse into Kerala's most iconic wildlife. But the elephant is just the beginning. Kerala is a living, breathing ecosystem where rainforests, rivers, and mountains support an incredible range of wildlife. For wildlife enthusiasts, the diversity here is remarkable. Migratory birds, rare endemic species, and ecosystems that shift dramatically within just a few kilometers. It's a Kerala beyond the backwaters. Nothing says home in Kerala quite like the sound and smell of fresh sardines, matti varathada, sizzling in a pan. It is the ultimate soul food. The beauty is in its simplicity. Red rice, a side of spicy fish, stir-fried veggies, and that golden pour of moru curry. The coastal influence is unmistakable and irresistible. It's a symphony of flavors in every bite. Then there are the legends. The traditional sadhya, a vegetarian feast served on a banana leaf, and the rich aromatic biryani that brings people together for every celebration. Breakfast is just as iconic. From lacy appams paired with creamy stews to a massive crispy dosa or fluffy puris, we start a day with a punch of flavor. Whether you're dining in an upscale restaurant or stopping for a nostalgic cup of coffee at the legendary Indian coffee house, the food here is a journey of its own. Come hungry, you won't be disappointed. Fort Kochi's waterfront is defined by these massive cantilevered nets, the Chinese fishing nets. While they're still the most photographed part of the city, they've become more of a symbolic landmark for tourism than a bustling fishing hub these days. Fort Kochi doesn't hide its age or its wear. Temper your expectations, slow your pace, and simply soak it in. In Kerala, faith isn't confined to a building. It spills out onto the pavement. Whether it's the vibrant processions of Onam, the lights of Christmas, or the local mosque's call to prayer, the streets are a constant random stage for religious life. You'll often find yourself stuck in traffic behind a temple elephant or a seasonal festival float. It's the beautiful chaos of a culture that refuses to stay behind closed doors, where the sacred and the everyday constantly collide. And then there's Kathakali. Without an understanding of the complex backstories and mudras, it can be a challenge to sit through. But for the initiated, it's a masterclass in storytelling. This is the heartbeat of Kerala's political life, the Secretariat in Thiruvananthapuram, a tongue twister for sure. The streets here are a relentless mix of government buses, darting auto rickshaws, and the constant hum of a city that's always on the move. But even in the middle of the urban grind, there are moments of striking beauty. From the towering minarets of the local mosques to the white spires of the city's cathedrals and colorful temples, the capital city wears its diverse heritage on its sleeve. If you want to escape the chaos, head to the museum grounds. It's a quiet reminder of the Travancore royalty that once shaped this entire region. As you move through the city, the modern and the ancient collide. You will pass rows of glittering gold shops and bustling textile markets, all set against a backdrop of tropical greenery that refuses to be paved over. Finally, there is the Sri Padmanabha Swami Temple. This is the spiritual center of the city. The approach is lined with vendors selling everything from traditional fabrics to temple offerings, creating a sensory overload that's uniquely Indian. Trivandrum, as it is often called, is a city of layers. It might be hard to pronounce, but it's even harder to forget. This is a true gateway to Kerala. Before we wrap, the uniqueness of Kerala houses is worth a mention. Standalone homes are the norm here. Thanks to local enterprise and healthy foreign remittances, owning a custom piece of land and a house isn't just for the super rich. It is the standard. Thanks to old connections, I was able to get a hit at the local tennis club. So was my neighbor right about Kerala? In a way he was. It's not polished, it is not predictable, and it's definitely not for everyone. But that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. So would you go?